Alrighty, so the first drink we're going to make for you tonight is the Mango Mint Margarita. What you'll need for this is tequila, maybe some sort of orange liqueur. You could use triple sec or Cointreau if you have it, Grand Marnier. Those are obviously a little bit higher end, but they give extra flavor. In addition to those liquors, you'll need maybe a lime or a couple limes and a couple lemons, some sugar and water to make some simple syrup. We typically make our syrups directly from fruits, but mango's a little bit tricky because you don't get a lot of juice from it, and it's a ton of work. So we do cheat a little bit for mango. So we use mango nectar. You can buy it in something like this. This one's obviously peach, but they do sell these at Target for a couple bucks in mango. But for today, we're going to use the can of mango nectar, which I got this from Aldi. It was 50 cents a can. So that's what we're going to use for this today. And then obviously you'll need some fresh mint, which you can get from pretty much any grocery store. So take your pint glass. So with my drinks, I actually mark off a little mark for my 2-ounce pour. So pretty much all the mixology drinks are going to have 2 ounces of liquor. That 2 ounces is going to be with ice in it. So I typically measure that off on my mixing cup beforehand. So go ahead and fill your cup up with ice. So for this, obviously, you can use any type of tequila that you want. Gold versus white will give you a different flavor. And premium tequilas usually have, in my opinion, less flavor. They're smoother. So you won't taste as much tequila, if you will. So in my opinion, I actually prefer something cheap for my margaritas. La Prima is pretty much as cheap as it gets. I wouldn't drink this straight, but for my margaritas, I do like it. So you're going to go with 1.5 ounces of tequila. Now, when you're mixing drinks, we call it mixology, but it's really not a science. It's not like baking, it's more like cooking. So I think that making a drink, trying it, and then adjusting it if you need to is always a good idea. So I don't usually measure a lot of things. I kind of just eyeball things. You may want to measure if you're new to mixing cocktails, but for me, I know pretty much how much 1.5 ounces is in my glass. And then for my 1/2 ounce of triple sec, it's usually just pretty much a splash. My cup for my cocktail for a standard mixer is about half full with liquor, and then I do the other half with mixers. So for this one, we're going to go with a little simple syrup. So I already made my simple syrup. You can buy simple syrup at the store. It's, in my opinion, a total ripoff. They charge you $5 for sugar water. Basically, all this is sugar and water. Now you can use several different types of sugar to make simple syrup. Depending on what kind of drink you're making, you use a different simple syrup. There is something called Demerara syrup. It's a little bit more of a caramel flavor. There's turbinado sugar, which is organic pure cane sugar. And then there's just your standard white sugar. For the drinks that I'm making today, I'm just going to use the standard white sugar. So to make this, you would just get water to a boil. And then it's 1 part sugar to 1 part water. So if you're making simple syrup, you boil a cup of water and add in a cup of sugar, wait for it to dissolve, and then you're done. Let it cool off. So for this, we're going to add about halfway up the glass for the simple syrup. And then I'm going to take my mango and top it off. So it's about 2 ounces of simple syrup and 2 ounces of mango. And then what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of my mint, and what I do is I like to activate the aroma on the mint, so you give it a little smack. And also we want to add some lemon and lime. So what I typically do is I take my lime and I roll it just to kind of activate the juices inside the lime. So for my margarita, I do like to have a good amount of citrus. So I will use the juice from a half a lime for each of my margaritas. And also, I use 1/4 of a lemon. So you can buy your typical sour mix, sweet and sour mix. You know, there's a bunch of different brands of it, Mrs. T's. I don't prefer those. I think that using fresh juices makes it taste a lot better. So I squeeze lemon and lime in there, add the mint, add all the rest of the ingredients, and then I pour it into my cup. Take it like that. Give it a nice shake. Pour it in your glass, which should be about a 16-ounce glass. Maybe give it a little mint for a garnish and a straw. And there's your Mango Mint Margarita. Enjoy.